Hi everyone, I'm Patrick Cameron and welcome to my show. This is a very special show. It's called A Conversation With. I'm going to give you the opportunity of meeting some of the most influential hairdressers of our industry and listen to their life stories. From the beginning of their early days as a hairdresser right through to the highest levels of success they've achieved. So sit back and relax. I want you to get a glass of wine, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a gin and tonic, whatever. But come with me now as we listen to their incredible journey. Welcome to A Conversation With. Hi everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Well, here I am. I've got my glasses on. I'm getting ready because tonight is a little bit of a different night. Now, normally at the very beginning, as you know, I always say this is a conversation with, and we have a talk and a chat to all sorts of different people. But tonight, and I said this yesterday, tonight I want to have a conversation with you. I want a conversation with you. So I'd like you to get your questions to me. Now, what I'd like to say is this. As you all know, I have an Access All Area Members Club, and I never ask the members, I've never asked the members their opinions, I've never asked the members for their feedback, and I've never asked the members to interact with me. So tonight, particularly if you're a member on my Access All Area Members Club, I'd love to hear from you. But of course, you don't have to be a member. I'd love to hear from you anyway. And really, it's about sort of just finding out how things are going, whether you've got any questions you've always wanted to ask me or something you've always wanted to know. So that's why I've got my glasses and I've got them ready so that I can look to see if your questions. I've also got Randy here.
Hello, everyone.
So he's there. He's got his laptop and he's looking as well. So really, it's about sort of just trying to sort of answer some of your questions that you may have always wanted to know. Now, I'm going to start off the evening. I had a question from Lucy Healy. Lucy Healy sent me a question in this morning when I said that I was going to do this. And what I had was Lucy asked me, Patrick, how do I go from looking at a red carpet hairstyle and how do I design that hairstyle when I'm educating or teaching it? That was a great question. Thank you very much, Lucy. And my answer to that is always this. Whenever I'm looking at a hairstyle and I'm looking at how a celebrity's wearing their hair, I try and look at the balance of the hair, first of all. I look at the texture of the hair. And then I try and figure out how could I emulate that hairstyle using simple step-by-step techniques. Now, normally it's all about foundation. So once I get the foundation right and I can see the balance, then it's a matter of just adding decoration to give it that final look that's replicating the look from that celebrity. So really for me, it's all about having a great foundation. And I'll change my foundations many times over to achieve the sort of look that I want to achieve. So Lucy, I hope that helps. It means breaking it down, be analytical, look at the hairstyle, break it down, look at the balances, look at the finishes, look at the texture, and then emulate those. But always start off with a great foundation. Oh, here we go, Randy. I've got Lynn Terry. She says, I'm a member of the AAA. I absolutely love your tutorials. I spent a couple of hours yesterday with my apprentices creating some of your looks. We love the fact. And can you please go, what is it? And go back.
We love the fact that you can pause and go back.
Yes, well, that's kind of what it's all about, to be honest with you, is a lot of my Access All Area member stuff is really designed for the salon group. A lot of salons use that. But yes, you're absolutely right. It's wonderful to be able to pause me and go back. Thank you so much, Lynn. That's a lovely comment, and I'm glad you're using it as a training device.
So let's try something new, Patrick.
Okay.
If you want to, this is an attempt. This is a trial.
Well, Kylie Ray would like me to try anything new, wouldn't you,
I know.
Kylie?
Well, then Kylie would be very good at this, actually. actually, because I'm thinking maybe we can bring one of your viewers onto screen.
Perfect.
But there's some technology in the way, and I actually have to contact them directly before we can invite them onto the screen. So I'm going to put a link onto the screen right there in the chat, and it says, if you want to join me, if you want to join Patrick, then you need to email me.
Yep, there's Randy's email address, randybuckley@gmail.com, with your question, and he will, and we will literally answer it for you.
Well, no, send me a question, and then the good questions I'll send a link to, and if you'd like to, you can come on live with Patrick and ask your question in person.
Well, I think that sounds wonderful. So the idea is, guys, there's an email link there. If you want to email me, please email me. And if it's a great question, then Randy perhaps will bring you live next to me. Now, also to Randy, everybody's saying, I love your glasses. I love, this is from Charlie Brennan Darlow, saying, I love the accessories. Thank you very much. Hey, guys, what do you think of the Old Hollywood project? Now, this is something that really came from my heart, and it was designed for all of you to inspire you, and also to give all of you on my Access All Area members area something special. It was a gift from me. So if you've got any questions on that, or you want to know something about it, please ask me. I'd love to hear what you're saying about that. So, Randy, at the moment, we've got positive messages about my glasses, which is always very nice. We've got positive messages about AAA, which is great. And Lucy Healy said it's an amazing resource and inspirations, and got a way to go. So yes, that's right, Lucy. So really it's all about that. Yeah, inspirations and so on. Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca Kisby. Now, I love Rebecca, Randy. She's always commenting. She's always throwing things in, and I love that. Love it. Love how you talk about each star. Well, Rebecca, Marco Irby did a lot of research. Marco Irby's my artistic director, and Marco did a lot of research, and so we tried to put as much information on it as we possibly could. Lynn Terry, oh my God, we did finger waves and pin curling yesterday following your Hollywood collection. Love the music to the opening. Thank you, Lynn. The music was actually written especially for me by a very great friend of mine, and who is a musical director for Thriller, the Michael Jackson Thriller on the West End. And so he wrote that very special music for me, Old Hollywood. So thank you so much, and I'll pass your compliments on. Hi, all of you. Hi, Angie James have got up there. Susie Stokes. Susie, you are another person that follows me all the time. Thank you so much, Susie. Can you share your process for designing a style? Okay, Susie. So my process is always this: suitability to model. So I make sure that the suitability of that hairstyle suits the person. Now, of course, I've got puppets that I've been working on, so every hairstyle suits them. So it's about sort of trying to figure out what best suits the person you're going to dress the hair for. I also like to find out about what are they wearing, Susie, to try and make sure that I can complement, particularly if it's a bride, I can complement the hairstyle with the sort of style that they have. And I like to talk to people so that I get a sense of who they are, because some people don't like their hair overdressed, and some people like their hair very dressed. Some people with very long hair like hairstyles very simple. Some people with layers like things very, very sexy and very soft. So really it's a process, Susie, of elimination, and that's the best way of doing a great long hair hairstyle. Charlie said, I would love to know how you design avant-garde styles. There's so many amazing creations. Charlie, this is what I do. When I'm designing avant-garde, I take one concept and then I might repeat that concept over and over and over again until I get something really interesting. Something as simple as a braid, I might do it many different ways, many different directions. I might pull it out from the head. So really taking a simple technique and repeating it over and over again is always a great foundation for avant-garde. Barbara, hello, Barbara. Love all you do. So inspiring and enthusiastic. Thank you, Barbara, for that comment. That's really, really lovely. Randy, I've got some great comments here from people that have been following me for a long time. So it's finally lovely to get to actually talk to you all.
Well, and if somebody wants to come, people are panicking because they don't want to come on screen. I'm sure that's the case. I've offered them the chance to come on screen with you, and nobody wants to do it.
So, guys, if you want to come on screen with me tonight, you're very, very, very welcome. I won't hold you there for a long time. But if you do want to come on screen with me, Susie Stokes, if you want to come on screen with me, Lucy Healy, if you want to come, Rebecca, if you want to come on screen with me, you're very welcome. Just send Randy a quick little email and he'll send a link and we can bring you up. But that wasn't about what we were doing. Rebecca said scary, Randy. Scary. But that really wasn't about what tonight was all about. It was really about, I'm loving reading. I never do this. I never do this. Caroline Collins said, hi, I love your work. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you, Caroline. That's lovely. Andrea said, which stars have you dressed? Well, that's a great question. To be honest with you, I have dressed many celebrities over the years, but I try not to if I can help it. Normally, I dress the celebrities in the country that I go to. So if I'm going to Germany to do a big show, there may be a celebrity there. If I'm going to Hong Kong, there may be a celebrity there. America, whatever the case may be. But I don't seek out celebrities to do their hair because I'm not a celebrity hairdresser. Quite simply, I'm your hairdresser. That's who I am. I'm your hairdresser. I'm the hairdresser's hairdresser. Angie said, have you ever had anything that's gone wrong on stage? Angie, I have totally had things go wrong on stage. I remember doing a beautiful head of hair. I had this huge fascinator, which I've shared with you on my Education in Isolation. I remember doing this head of hair up and I had to do it outside. And just as I was starting to do this very, very delicate fascinator, the wind got up. And all of a sudden, everything that I was doing was collapsing because the wind was making it all go everywhere. And I'll never forget that. So I just rechanged my thought on my feet and changed everything out as quickly as I possibly could.
I was there, wasn't I, Patrick?
I think you were, Randy.
I think it was Malta. I was having a fantastic holiday while you were doing work.
I think you were. Lynn said, what have you learned through 2020? And have you been inspired to do something new? Well, Lynn Terry, have I been inspired to do something new? I'll tell you what I'm doing new. I'm talking to you now. I have gone completely digital. I have changed my life. I have gone from getting on airplanes every week or every couple of weeks and traveling the world. I have become 100% digital. Lynn, I have taught myself how to do this. I've taught myself how to edit my videos. I've taught myself how to create movies, how to do things, how to create great educational content. So Lynn Terry, 2020 truly has been an incredible learning curve for Patrick Cameron Hair International. I can tell you that without question. Susie Stokes said, I did also ask you if you had any tips for taking amazing photographs. I only have an iPhone. Susie, always make sure that your background's nice and clear. Lighting is really, really important. And try and take the photograph, try and come in at the right angle. Don't come up and under the chin. Try and come slightly down. 3/4 is always good. That way, you get the profile of the face as well as the hair as well. As you know, going straight onto camera, really you don't get a lot of the hairstyle. So really, it's about 3/4, like I'm showing you now, and that way you get the hair at the back, the hair happening, and a little bit of face, because you want to make sure that you can see the face when you're photographing, but you don't have to see all of it. Angie James says you've taught us how to adapt. Well, I hope I have. Angie James, she said, I bet it still looked fantastic. Yes, Angie, the hairstyle still looked fantastic. No one knew it had gone so horribly wrong. But hey, listen, these things happen, don't they? I've got Tony Benjamin here. You're doing a fantastic... Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you so much for telling me I'm doing a great job. But again, guys, if you've got anything you'd like to talk to me about my Access All Area Members Club, remember, this is a club that I've designed especially for you. It's only $9.99 a month. It's not expensive. We've kept it that way so that students and different people, colleges, can also afford to register on. Angie James, who cuts your hair, Patrick? Well, Marco Irby cuts my hair, my artistic director. He cuts my hair and creates my looks. I've gone quite short now. I quite like it, actually. It's sort of just a different change for me. So he does my hair for me. So yeah, so Access All Areas, I put a huge amount of effort into that to really try and give you guys the best experience and getting great hairstyles. And a lot of people use it really as a thesaurus. We've got Charlie hair again. It's rare, but has there been occasions when you get brain fog and you just don't know what would suit a client? Have you ever had this? Charlie, 100% yes. That has happened to me. Sometimes, Charlie, you get a client that comes and sits in your chair and they're a little bit like a Harry Potter Dementor. They take everything from you. They take all of your creativity, they take all of your enthusiasm, and they suck it down into a dark hole. That does happen. And those are the times that we have to really call on our professionalism, don't we? And try and do the very best that we absolutely can. So yes, it does happen to me as well. You can, end up in that dark black hole of creativity. What have we got? Alison Gill, what made you realize you wanted to work with long hair and not be a colorist or a snipper? Alison, I've always had a passion for long hair. And when I came to the United Kingdom 33 years ago, I was doing long hair. And I remember being in the salon and I helped people with some of their long hair. They were having problems with it. And so it was something that just sort of happened naturally. I gravitated towards it. And way, way back then, no one was dressing long hair back in the late 80s, and not only not dressing long hair but not teaching step by step, because ultimately it's not about me, Alison. It's not about me. Ultimately it's about you. It's always about you, the hairdresser. What can I do that you would be able to replicate? But better still, better than replicating, how can I take what I do and push you towards creativity, which gives you then the tools to be able to do all sorts of things with it. So whenever I'm designing new hair or anything like that, really it's about always the hairdressers watching. And that's why over the years I've been so successful. Carola Bear said, thank you so much for your access all areas. And Natalie Watson said, you're like the Cliff Richards of hairdressing. Adapted as you've gone through the years. You're still number one with your long hair education. We love you. Thank you so much, Natalie. The Cliff Richards of hair. I quite like that. That's quite sweet, isn't it, really? Louise Judd, I try to be that ultimate teacher. I try to build you towards success, because ultimately that's what it's about. I'm loving reading all these lovely comments. Thank you, Lucia Forbes Galvin, for your lovely comments on Old Hollywood. Barbara, I've spent my lockdown time practicing. I joined AA in April and I love it. I lecture and teach my students, and I always had a fear of long hair and bridal work. I just literally follow your work to the letter. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. And I hope all of my work helps you when dealing with your students. Again, Charlie said, do you look at older styles to create? Absolutely, Charlie. Always take what's in your wheelhouse. The mother of creativity is how you take something that and you turn it around on its side. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you're doing something. Sometimes I'll use my books as reference, or I will go through my Access All Area members and I'll start looking at what was great, what can I do, what can I change. In fact, I've got a whole webinar that I've been working on for next year, and I was just looking at a foundation that I found from one of my books, and I've adapted it because I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. So I've taken that and I've adapted it. So I'm always changing things. Thank you so much. Claire Ferguson, please say hi to Claire and Paul. East Sussex College. We use Access All Area members for our lessons for our students. Are remote learning at the moment. So really, thank you. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Claire. That works really well.
We've got somebody who's brave.
Oh, have we got someone who's...
I've just sent a link, and let's see if they can get some.
Really?
Wait, hold on. They should just read the instructions, and then they might just appear.
Oh, this is exciting, isn't it?
I'm not going to tell you who it is.
You're not going to tell me who it is?
I'm not. It's going to be a surprise for you.
Okay. Well, let's see who's
so
going
for the
to...
people that haven't seen the Access All Areas, what does it look like?
So the Access All Areas is very, very simple. Basically, you can go online, you register, you can cancel it any time that you want to, and there are over 250 hairstyles that'll come up. They're categorized into different categories, but also, Randy, every single hairstyle I do on my live television show on a Monday on Facebook and Instagram also goes up onto my Access All Area members video stream. The other thing as well, guys, just to let you know, if you're not a member, There's also quite a lot of other videos up there, Randy, like Lindsay Loveridge, who trained me as a hairdresser. I've got a fantastic interview up there with her. So there's a lot of content up there that you don't necessarily get. In fact, I've got here now 271 hairstyles.
So we've got a special guest. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
So
who's my special
your
guest?
Special guest. I think it will come as no surprise. Welcome, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy Healy. Hello, Lucy
Hello.
Goose. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you, my darling. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Now, to all of my viewers out there, and again, particularly to a lot of the viewers out there that have been tuning in all the time, you will have seen this young lady. You will have seen her name come up, Lucy Healy.
Constantly.
Now, Lucy, not only does Lucy come up on my feed, but Lucy and I have struck up a little bit of a relationship, and I love talking to Lucy about things. Lucy, you are launching also, well, not launching, you've launched your own bridal company where you're doing lots of web tutorials. You've got your own memberships, and also too now you've got your new podcast. How's it all going, Lucy?
It's going really well, thank you, my darling, and all down to your amazing inspiration and help as well.
Oh, Lucy, it's a pleasure. And I see you. I noticed also too, you haven't got it here, but you've got a brand new wall as well. So
I do.
It's changing for you, isn't it?
It's definitely a brand new wall. I'm not very good at measurements, and it's quite large. I'm going to say that. It was quite an interesting thing to try and put up this morning without breaking it, but we managed it. But yeah, it's great. I'm so excited.
Lucy, but to a lot of the viewers out there, you have transitioned into this digital realm. Tell everybody about why you did it. Why did you start doing your digital work?
Yeah, I'm meant to be asking you the question.
Well, no, but I love it. You can ask the next.
I'll ask you in a minute. Just through doing things like this, actually, because I know that a lot of people would be burning to ask you a question, but they're too scared to take that plunge and actually step forward and do it. And the best thing to do is just pull up your pants and get on with it, and that's how I did it, because I spent a lot of time as a wallflower and I was too scared to do anything, too scared to take the plunge, but sooner or later you just have to. And I just noticed a lot of people feeling certain things, and I was feeling that way too, and I thought, how can I help them? So that's why I took the plunge and I went into the whole doing things digitally, because you can't do things in salons or in academies anymore, so doing it online is the best option, isn't it?
And I mean, you have absolutely loved it, haven't you? I mean, you've got a really great community now.
I love them. They're like family, and you know a lot of them too. We're all like this lovely little hairy family, and it's just so nice. It just be like Randy giggling.
Hairy family.
Hairy family.
We
Lucy,
are a hairy family.
Lucy, before you ask me a question, just very quickly tell all of our viewers your latest incarnation, your podcast. Just quickly tell them about that.
The podcast is with my lovely friend Lisa Carter, and we just felt that there's a lot of things about hairdressers that are quite big names in the industry. I can't believe I'm saying that to someone who is a big name in the industry, but there's not very much about the everyday hairdresser experience and people who go through things every day. Mothers, we're both mums. We've said so many times together that we struggle as mums as hairdressers because it's a lot to juggle around work and things, and we thought we'd just address it in a podcast. So myself and Lisa get together every week, we have a good old chat, and we've got some friends joining us as well to talk about all different topics that kind of relate to the work-life balance of a hairdresser and being a mum as well. It's really good fun.
Oh, and you two, honestly, I heard your first one and I loved it. I thought you both are so warm and so engaging, and I loved your honesty. I've got to be honest with you, and I think I've always said that to you, haven't I, Lucy? Always be honest. If you're honest, your viewers will follow you. They will love you. Yeah,
you just got to be yourself and embrace who you are. Yeah.
Now, have you got a question for me, Missy?
I do. That was the whole point. Didn't mean to start waffling on about myself. I wanted to ask you if there's ever a technique that you struggle to master yourself. Has there ever been anything that you've really struggled to master yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful, Freddie. Yeah, sorry, it's my little boy. Oh, it's wonderful. We're doing Minecraft at the moment. Can you show me in a minute, darling?
Take this car.
It's wonderful. Well done. Could you go back inside and shut the door, and I'll be there in 2 minutes? I'm so sorry.
No, I
But
love
this
it,
is what
Lucy.
I mean, juggling motherhood.
Yeah, juggling everything. Lucy, I think probably one of the biggest things that I had to really focus hard on, this is many, many years ago, was we were launching an amazing collection. It was Argentinian tango. And I mean, I'm going back many years now, and finger waving was a big thing that I had to really master. And I mastered it many, many, many years ago. And it's one of my greatest passions now is finger waving. And yeah, and it's one of those techniques, Lucy, that you've just got to work and work and work to get the fluidity of the waves. But not only that, if you want that wow factor, you absolutely have to master that skill if that's what you want to do. So for me, that was one of the big skills that I had to master.
Finger waving.
Yeah, finger waving.
I hear you on that front, most definitely.
Yeah,
But it's like anything,
interesting,
practice.
Lucy. It's still one of those techniques that will literally stop traffic. If I do it on stage, and I've done it on stage to beautiful music over the years, I've had hairdressers crying. Literally, hairdressers have been hairdressing for 30, 40, 50 years will come up to me crying, saying, "Patrick, I can't believe you've just done that full head of finger waves, and you did it so quickly, and they're so perfect, and I love them." And it's not because I'm doing them that they're perfect, but it's just because I've mastered that skill, and it's a skill that a lot of people really struggle with.
Yeah, definitely. Myself included, definitely hold my hand up to that. So that's reassuring that you feel that way too. That's very reassuring. I'll just keep practicing.
Keep on practicing. But thank you, Lucy. Thank you for,
Thank you
coming in.
Me. Thank you for having me.
Take care, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See, it worked, Patrick.
Oh,
Look
I
at
love that. That was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Christine loved it too. She said Lucy is fabulous, and so are her groups. Thank you so much, Christine. And Rebecca said great advice. Terry said I love finger waving, and Susie Soak said I'm not hairy.
Hairy family.
Yeah, guys. So for me, when I was just going back to our Access All Area Members thing, for me, that old Hollywood, and some of you were asking earlier on, sort of, how did I come across that? Why did I do the tribute to old Hollywood? I think one of the reasons why I did the tribute to old Hollywood was simply because many of the skills needed to create those looks are things that people think they haven't got. They think they've got to have these old-fashioned skills. So what you will have noticed in my old Hollywood, I used modern techniques from tonging to hair pads to all sorts of different things so that you yourself can create some of those looks. But again, it was really about giving you that sort of feeling of something very, very special. So they're not 100% tutorial. They are more embracing about the star and about the hair. Thank you, Tony. She said it was brilliant. And I wonder whether some of you have been watching as well my Serenity videos that I've been putting out. I put some Serenity videos out. I think there's another one coming in on Friday. And it's designed really, I've done a whole collection of these videos. They're just kind of feel good videos. And I wanted to do a video of me just doing hair to beautiful music. And again, I got my friend John to write some music, and he played that as well. So the music again that you'll hear on those videos is completely original. So do watch them when you see them come up, guys. They're called Serenity videos. Please do watch them because there's a lot of just a lot of emotions that have gone into them that I've sort of tried to do for you, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that you enjoy them. I suppose the key thing is, Randy, if I enjoy them, then hopefully you guys will enjoy them.
That's right.
Thank you, Claire. The hair pads are amazing. Wouldn't use anything else. Thank you so much, Claire. And Lucy said, I'm itching to do the Veronica Lake one. All of them really they're fab. Thank you, Lucy. And the Veronica Lake one, just to let you know, and you'll see it anyway, the wave itself at the front was done separately to the rest of the hair as well. So it's not all one piece, but you'll see that when you start working on that. So yeah, Randy, it's all about really reaching out to all of you guys there. And I know that we've just got a lovely little group. I know we've probably got lots of people. Oh, we've got a hello from Slovenia. Hello, Damjana, I think, from Slovenia. Hi, my darling. Rebecca said, I had 5 hair pads arrive this week. Love them. Thank you, Rebecca. They are amazing. Don't forget to charge your customers for them and make a little bit of money on them, when you're using them, so that you can refresh your stock, but also make a tiny little bit of money. A lot of hairdressers sell them to their clients, particularly when they're working on weddings and things like that, because at the end of the day, they're designed to give you that total look, particularly if you want volume. And a lot of our brides, as you know, Rebecca, often want to wear their hair. They want 2 hairstyles, one for the day and one for the evening. And a lot of brides more and more want to let their hair down in the evening. So by using hair pads, it's fantastic. It means you don't have to over backcomb and overwork the hair.
So for next week,
yes, Randy,
I just think no matter who you're having on as your special guest, I think it'd be really nice if we could bring in special guests as well, just for quick little questions, and we'll make a habit of it. But we have to, I suppose I should probably have warned people that it was an option. So
well, yeah, and also too, Randy, I mean, this was just a one-off tonight. I decided I never had a guest for tonight. I'm sort of doing my conversations with, but I'm sort of not doing them all the time. I don't want you to get sick of me. That would be awful, wouldn't it? If you
but
got
I'd
sick
love
of
to
me.
see some of the regular viewers. I'd love to bring them up on
well,
the screen.
I'd quite like to see Rebecca up on my screen. I'd quite like to see Susie Stokes up on my screen. There's a few people here that continually pop up on my screens. And Louise, I love tonight. Louise is saying she loved tonight. Thank you so much. So, so really it's about you guys. I want to reflect a little bit of glory back to you guys, because without you, there would be no me. And I would just be thinking to myself, what am I going to do now? So, oh, Elizabeth, I never get sick of you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And I do know that there are a lot of people watching, and I know this goes all over. I'm in my Susie's in her PJs.
Oh,
so that's why she doesn't want to come onto screen. Although we'd probably think they're rather wonderful, Susie. I'm sure they're gorgeous. Hey, but yeah, as I say, a lot of you watch this around the world. Please do get your questions to me if you want to ask. It's always hard. Angie James said it's lockdown, so we're all sitting here in our sweats and no makeup on. Yeah, I probably agree with you there. And Lucy Healy said it's super easy to do and not scary. I would never make it scary. Don't forget Rutland, Elizabeth said, the smallest county in the United Kingdom. Patrick, are you blow dry? Would I do a blow dry webinar? Well, actually, Carola, one of the interesting things is a lot of people have been asking me about perhaps doing a preparation video. How do I prepare hair from hot roller setting to blow drying to tonging and so on? So perhaps that's something I might like to do. I might do. I'd love to come onto your screen one day. I'd love tonight. Thank you so much. It's nice to have a hairdressing contact through lockdown. Could we do this once again? Once lockdown is finished. Sorry, it's my reading. I'd love to, Caroline. I'd love to do this again. I think I'm going to try and reach out a little bit more to all of my people. Charlie said, yes, I would love to see a prep video. And yeah, we'll do. So next year, I think we're going to do, I think we've got lined up, we've got an old Hollywood webinar, which I'm going to promote. You'll see it come up. And I've got lots of different things there. And also too, I've got another bridal webinar coming up, and also a classics webinar where I will teach you the absolute classics when it comes to working with long hair. Tony said, you've been an inspiration to me through my whole career, but during lockdown, you've really stepped it up for the hairdressing industry, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. It's also for me too, Tony. So, it's not just about me giving out to you, or me reaching out to you. It's also really lovely that you guys have been reaching back to me. Maybe another time when we have more notice. Us oldies need hair and makeup. Oh, Susie, I think you are gorgeous regardless, don't you? But yeah, so this has really helped me, hasn't it, Randy? We've talked about this, haven't we?
It has. Well, so you need a creative output. And even if it's just reaching out and connecting with people, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, isolation is a hard thing for everybody to deal with.
It really is. It really, really is. It's been a tough one. Randy's family are in Canada. My family are in New Zealand. And of course, it's even harder when Randy can't fly to go and see his 80-year-old father, who is amazing. He's doing brilliantly. And, and for us to get to see our families. So interestingly, our families also tune in to a lot of my shows, don't they, Randy?
do,
I've
they
often
do,
got my
they do.
sister Margaret on, or other friends, and so on. And so for me, it's not only been a way of reaching out to the industry, but it's also been a way for my friends to reach out through to me as well. So there's been some really gorgeous comments from that.
Well, and also bizarrely, my father's just called.
Has he really?
Yes.
Oh, and Margaret Taylor. There we go, guys. There's my sister, Margaret Taylor. She said, hi, Pat. So there's my sister up on the screen. Hi, Marg. There she is up on the screen all the way in New Zealand. So at the end of this year, I will fly back to New Zealand. We're leaving on the 8th of December. We will go back to New Zealand. We will isolate. We've got to isolate out there for 14 days when we arrive, which means that we are frog marched, literally under guard by police or by the army to a hotel where they will actually lock us in for 14 days. We are allowed out for exercise. They will feed and water us and look after us. But I think, you know what, that's the least we can do for my beautiful country, New Zealand, and try and keep them safe out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Again, this was just a little impromptu evening that I wanted to put together. And Randy, thank you so much for bringing Lucy onto screen. But we're going to do that more, I think, aren't we?
Well, I think we just need some brave viewers that have a chance to do their hair and makeup.
Well, that's right. Well, I'll have to warn Susie, because Susie does want to make sure that she's looking spick and span. Although, again, as I say, Susie, I've got a funny feeling you look gorgeous anyway. Yeah. So, guys, to all of you out there, thank you so much. Elizabeth said, my mum asks after you, remember you met her when you did a prostate cancer swim and she was spotted. Yes. Oh, I remember her, Elizabeth. Oh, please give her my love back, won't you? Yeah, I'm just reading that. Yes, of course I remember. That's lovely. You know, I've got a long memory. I've been going for such a long time. Oh, Margaret, my sister, said, so proud of you, my brother. Oh, isn't that lovely?
It is sweet.
Oh, isn't that lovely? See, guys, I'm reaching out. You're reaching back. And not only that, this is a great vehicle for my family and friends to catch up with me and just make sure that I'm alive and not underneath the flagstones in the garden. So, guys, I'm going to sign off now. This was just a really impromptu, as I say. Thank you so much. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, all of you. Honestly, Lucia, thank you, all of you, for tuning in. It's been really lovely having you here. Thank you, Lucy, for coming on, being brave enough to come on. And just remember, tune in on Monday for my Education in Isolation. We've only got 3 more programs, I think, for the year, Randy. And we're going to finish, I think, on program number 40.
Wow.
Which is going to be on the 7th of December.
40 consecutive weeks.
40 consecutive weeks I will have been on by the 7th of December. So, guys, thank you, Joanne. Thank you to all of you out there. Guys, lots and lots of love. Stay safe and stay wonderful. Bye-bye.